Have you ever considered that the choices you make first thing in the morning could be subtly undermining your vitality, your self-assurance, and crucially, the circulation essential to your well-being? If you're a man over 60 noticing a persistent dip in your energy levels, grappling with challenges like weakened erections, or even experiencing unsettling numbness or a sense of tightness in your lower body, it's easy to dismiss these as inevitable signs of advancing years. Yet, the real culprit might be far closer than you think. It could be right there on your breakfast table, part of your daily routine. It's a fact many men overlook. That very first meal either actively fuels robust blood flow to the groin and pelvic muscles or, conversely, slowly constricts it day after day. This isn't about drastically increasing or decreasing your food intake. It's fundamentally about making smarter choices with what you consume. Imagine discovering that just 5 straightforward, readily available foods, probably already sitting in your kitchen, possess the quiet power to revitalize circulation, foster hormonal equilibrium, and significantly enhance how you feel within your own body, particularly in those sensitive areas that matter so much. I'm Dr. Lucy, a men's health specialist with over 2 decades dedicated to neurology and the intricate performance issues tied to aging. Throughout my career, I've consulted with thousands of men who arrived feeling they'd lost their edge, burdened by constant fatigue, diminished performance, and a quiet, persistent sense that something vital was slipping away. Time and again, what we uncovered together wasn't a sentence written by age, nor was it irreversible. It was correctable, and remarkably, breakfast often proved the most powerful place to initiate that correction. In the discussion ahead, I'll guide you through 5 potent yet frequently underestimated foods you can seamlessly integrate into your morning ritual. These aren't exotic or hard-to-source ingredients. They're staples likely already in your fridge or pantry. However, when used deliberately and at the specific time of day, they possess the capacity to profoundly shift your body's innate ability to fuel robust blood flow, restore responsive muscle function, and reawaken sensations you perhaps feared were lost forever. Rest assured, we're not talking about sacrificing flavor or enjoyment. This is about embracing the foods your body genuinely craves at this stage of life. Foods that communicate directly with your circulatory system, your nervous pathways, and your hormonal balance. These are foods designed to work harmoniously with your biology, not fight against it. Stick with me, because towards the end, I'll reveal a specific, simple combination that has consistently helped my patients experience noticeable improvements in how they feel in less than a single week. That's correct, not months or years, but just a few days of consistent, targeted nutrition can initiate a meaningful difference. Before we delve into these foods, if you're genuinely serious about naturally supporting your health and maintaining strength and vibrancy well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond, I encourage you to subscribe and tap that notification bell so you never miss tailored advice crafted specifically for men like you. And if you've ever felt like your body simply isn't responding to you anymore, let me know down in the comments. Type 1 if that resonates, or 0 if it doesn't. I personally read every response, and your feedback is invaluable in helping me shape more effective, personalized guidance. Now, let's begin. The first food I want to highlight is often dismissed as too ordinary, yet when prepared and consumed correctly, it transforms into one of the most potent allies for circulation and sustained energy in men over 60. Ingredient number 1. Oats paired with pumpkin seeds, the circulation igniter. Let's start with a true classic. Oats, specifically old-fashioned rolled oats, combined with just a tablespoon of pumpkin seeds. If that sounds simple, that's precisely the point. Often, the most effective tools are the ones we've overlooked precisely because they seem too obvious. Oats are exceptionally rich in a unique fiber called beta-glucan, clinically shown to reduce harmful LDL cholesterol and enhance the elasticity of your blood vessels. When your arteries regain that supple flexibility, blood moves with far greater freedom, especially down into the lower body. This translates directly to superior delivery of oxygen and vital nutrients to your groin, pelvic floor muscles, and legs. Something not just beneficial but absolutely essential for men navigating their 60s and beyond. Now, elevate those oats with that tablespoon of pumpkin seeds, and you've created a true morning powerhouse. Pumpkin seeds are densely packed with zinc, magnesium, and omega-3 fatty acids. 3 critical nutrients that actively support healthy testosterone levels. optimize nerve communication for better signaling, and fortify the strength of your pelvic muscles. These are the very muscles fundamental to erectile function, bladder control, and overall lower body mobility. Consider Harold, a patient of mine at 68. He confided that he'd essentially stopped expecting anything positive from his mornings. No spark of energy, no drive, and a profound lack of confidence. When I inquired about his breakfast, it was the same dispiriting answer I hear far too often. Just coffee, maybe a piece of toast. I suggested a simple change, a warm bowl of oats topped with pumpkin seeds and a hint of cinnamon, every single day. Merely 10 days later, he called me, his voice filled with disbelief. "Doc," he said, "I never imagined food could make me feel this grounded. I feel warmer, more awake, more alive." That's not a fluke or a miracle. It's fundamental biology responding to precisely what it requires. You aren't broken. You might simply be undernourished in key areas, and your body is patiently waiting for the right inputs to reignite its potential. Ingredient number 2, watermelon, the natural vessel relaxer. Next, let's discuss a food frequently relegated to the status of a mere sweet summer treat, yet it harbors one of nature's most potent secrets for enhancing male circulation: watermelon. What many men fail to realize is that watermelon boasts high concentrations of a powerful amino acid called L-citrulline. This remarkable compound assists your body in producing more nitric oxide, the very same molecule responsible for relaxing and widening blood vessels, thereby dramatically improving blood flow, critically so to the pelvic region. This is the exact biological mechanism leveraged by many well-known pharmaceutical interventions for erectile dysfunction. However, unlike synthetic pills, watermelon collaborates with your body gently, naturally, and entirely free of side effects. Consuming watermelon, particularly on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, allows your body to absorb the citrulline most efficiently and convert it into beneficial nitric oxide. This process relaxes constricted blood vessels, enhances overall circulation, and delivers vital nourishment to muscles and nerves in your lower body that may have been deprived for far too long. Take Greg, another patient, aged 64. He had retired early but felt persistently sluggish, describing his mornings as dull and heavy. His typical breakfast? Skipped entirely, or occasionally a muffin grabbed on the run. I proposed one straightforward adjustment: add a bowl of fresh watermelon to his morning routine before consuming anything else. No complicated supplements, no protein shakes, just simple, fresh fruit. 1 week later, an email arrived. "Doc, this might sound crazy, but I feel like something's finally moving again. I have noticeably more energy, and I even managed a longer walk this morning without that awful pulling sensation in my legs." That's not mysticism. That's the science of nitric oxide performing its essential role, restoring healthy circulation, boosting oxygen delivery, and reactivating tissues desperate for proper fuel. To maximize watermelon's benefits, simplicity is key. Enjoy fresh, ripe slices in the morning, ideally before your main breakfast. Avoid drowning it in sugar or relegating it to dessert status. Watermelon works most effectively when your body is primed and ready to absorb its natural compounds. It hydrates deeply, fuels efficiently, and energizes your entire vascular system from within. Ingredient number 3, hard-boiled eggs, the muscle and hormone fuel. Now, let's focus on a kitchen staple almost everyone possesses: eggs. Specifically, hard-boiled eggs, consumed in the morning, represent one of the most effective and remarkably affordable tools for bolstering male performance, strength, and hormonal balance. Eggs stand as nature's nearly perfect protein source. Each one delivers a complete profile of all 9 essential amino acids your body cannot produce on its own, alongside critical nutrients like vitamin B12, choline, healthy natural cholesterol, and vitamin D. These are all absolutely crucial for robust testosterone production, optimal nerve function, and efficient muscle repair and maintenance. Unfortunately, many men over 60 harbor an understandable fear of eating eggs, often stemming from outdated myths linking dietary cholesterol directly to heart disease. It's time to clarify the truth. The dietary cholesterol found in eggs does not significantly increase your risk of heart disease for the vast majority of people. In fact, substantial research indicates that moderate egg consumption can actually improve your HDL, good cholesterol levels, and actively support cardiovascular and vascular health. Even more pertinent for men's vitality, the choline abundant in egg yolks plays a pivotal role in nerve communication, particularly within the intricate network of the pelvic floor. This is the vital group of muscles responsible for supporting erections, aiding urinary control, and stabilizing your lower body during movement. When these muscles lack proper nourishment, they inevitably weaken. Tragically, many men misinterpret this weakening as an unavoidable consequence of aging, when it's frequently just a correctable nutrient deficiency. Stephen, a patient at 70, shared that he used to start his day with toast and jelly, then wondered why he felt devoid of energy until noon. I encouraged him to make a simple swap: 2 hard-boiled eggs and a small glass of water. That's the entire change. He was skeptical it would make any difference. 2 weeks later, his feedback was clear. "Doc, I'm getting up with more mental clarity. I'm not leaning on the walls for support first thing anymore, and honestly, I feel a noticeable sharpness returning down there too." His testosterone levels didn't magically surge overnight. Rather, his body finally started receiving the essential raw materials it needed to function at a fundamentally better level. So if you're routinely skipping protein at breakfast, or worse, initiating your day with a surge of sugar and refined carbohydrates, you're inadvertently setting the stage for a gradual decline. Conversely, starting your day with genuinely nourishing, whole food like hard-boiled eggs means you're actively feeding your muscles, supporting your hormonal systems, and fueling your nervous system, all before 9 o'clock in the morning. Now that you're familiar with these 5 powerful foods, it's crucial to focus on the most important element: taking action. Because information, no matter how valuable, changes nothing without implementation. Let's be honest, most men hear advice like this, nod in agreement, and then revert straight back to their ingrained habits without a second thought. Yet, you're still here, reading this now, and that signifies something important within you is ready for a shift. That readiness matters immensely. Let's make this process incredibly simple. You absolutely do not need to adopt all 5 foods starting tomorrow. There's no requirement to completely upend your existing routine overnight. Authentic, lasting change unfolds gradually, thrives on consistency, and avoids overwhelming your system. Here's all I genuinely want you to do. Pick one of these 5 foods, just a single one. Commit firmly to including it in your breakfast tomorrow morning. Not next week, not when things settle down, not when you feel more prepared, tomorrow. Begin with oats and pumpkin seeds if you crave more stability and grounding energy. Opt for watermelon if you're yearning for a natural, refreshing energy lift. Choose hard-boiled eggs if your muscles constantly feel fatigued or lack resilience. Select beetroot juice if your circulation feels sluggish and needs a potent kickstart. Or incorporate Brazil nuts if supporting your hormone balance and nerve health is the priority. Any single one of these choices represents a manageable, practical step towards cultivating a stronger, more energized version of yourself. Understand this. Most people complicate health changes unnecessarily. They plunge into restrictive fad diets or invest heavily in expensive, unproven supplements promising miracles. But your body fundamentally doesn't need gimmicks or quick fixes. It thrives on consistent nourishment and the right raw materials delivered day after day. What you choose to eat within that first golden hour after waking ranks among the most powerful daily decisions you can make for your well-being. That meal establishes the hormonal tone, sets the blood flow rhythm, dictates your energy trajectory, and profoundly influences your confidence for the entire day ahead. I've witnessed men in their 60s, 70s, and even late 80s enact profoundly meaningful changes simply by reclaiming the power of their mornings. They didn't require complex prescriptions or extreme, unsustainable routines. What they needed was clear, practical guidance and a willingness, a simple openness, to try something different. One patient, aged 68, put it beautifully, "Honestly, doc, I didn't expect much from a simple handful of pumpkin seeds and some fruit. But now, I get out of bed without the usual groan, and things below the belt. Well, let's just say my wife noticed the difference before I even mentioned it. That's the tangible, real-world outcome that occurs when you begin consciously fueling your body correctly. Not with sugar crashes, not relying solely on caffeine jolts, but with targeted, proven nutrition that aligns with and supports your inherent biology, rather than working against it. Here's another essential truth I need you to embrace deeply. It is genuinely never too late to start feeling better. I don't care if you've been contending with persistent fatigue, diminished circulation, or performance concerns for years, even decades. Your body retains an incredible, inherent capacity for healing, restoration, and positive response. The process might unfold gradually. The initial changes might feel subtle, almost imperceptible at first. But the shift is real, tangible, and it fundamentally begins with the choices you make at breakfast. So, what decision will you make tomorrow morning? Will you automatically reach for the same tired slice of toast, or perhaps worse, skip the meal entirely out of habit or haste? Or will you invest just 5 minutes, truly just 5 minutes, to eat something that actively speaks the language your biology understands, that genuinely nourishes your vital systems, and that consciously moves you one deliberate step closer to embodying the strong, capable man you aspire to be? The tools are already within your grasp. You now know the 5 potent foods. You understand the critical importance of timing, especially that first morning hour. The knowledge is yours. Now, the responsibility and the opportunity rests entirely with you. Will you choose to take that pivotal first step? Because this journey transcends mere food choices. It's fundamentally about reclaiming control. It's about actively taking back ownership of your mornings, your inherent confidence, your physical strength, and ultimately, your future vitality and quality of life. So, make tomorrow morning distinctly different. Let it mark the authentic beginning of something real and positive. Not someday, not maybe later, tomorrow. Consume your breakfast with clear purpose. Move through your day with conscious intention. Live each moment with a conviction that your body absolutely still matters, because it profoundly does, and so do you. If you've stayed with me this far, then I already recognize something significant about you. You genuinely care. You're not passively sitting back, watching time pass, and attributing every bodily change solely to the passage of years. You remain curious, actively seeking better solutions and deeper understanding. Most importantly, you haven't relinquished hope in yourself, not yet. And that underlying determination matters infinitely more than you might currently realize. Here's the core truth. Most men don't lose their vitality and strength purely because of aging. They lose it because they gradually stop believing meaningful change is possible. They cease making consistent efforts. They neglect to fuel their bodies with the essential elements it desperately requires. You, however, don't have to follow that path. Today, you've learned about 5 simple, natural, yet profoundly powerful breakfast foods capable of helping restore healthy circulation, strengthen crucial pelvic muscles, support balanced hormone production, and reignite energy in parts of your body that may have felt neglected for far too long. To briefly recap, oats combined with pumpkin seeds deliver beta-glucan fiber, magnesium, and zinc, directly nourishing arterial health and fortifying pelvic muscle strength. Watermelon, rich in L-citrulline, aids your body in generating nitric oxide, relaxing blood vessels and enhancing flow, especially below the waist. Hard-boiled eggs provide complete protein, beneficial natural cholesterol, and choline, underpinning hormonal health, nerve function, and muscle integrity. Beetroot juice acts like nature's own pre-workout, powerfully enhancing circulation and restoring sensation from within. Brazil nuts, small but mighty, deliver a potent dose of selenium and other key minerals essential for testosterone support, nerve regeneration, and vascular stability. These are not fleeting health fads or empty promises. They aren't magical solutions. They are real, accessible foods that engage in direct dialogue with the very biological systems responsible for your fundamental strength, your sustained energy, and your overall vitality. So, the pivotal question now rests squarely with you. What action will you take tomorrow morning? Because this is precisely where the majority of men disengage. They hear sound advice, they comprehend the logic, they might even feel a spark of inspiration, yet they persistently default to yesterday's routine. They grab that quick coffee, perhaps a sugary donut or plain toast, rush headlong out the door, and then later express bewilderment about why nothing seems to improve. But you're still here, actively engaged, and that strongly suggests you possess the readiness to embrace something different. Crucially, it doesn't necessitate dramatic upheaval. You don't need to overhaul your entire existence overnight. Perfection is absolutely not the goal. The only imperative is to begin. Therefore, tomorrow morning, I urge you to select just one of the 5 foods we've explored. Choose only one. Perhaps it's that warm, comforting bowl of oats generously topped with pumpkin seeds. Maybe it's the simplicity of 2 hard-boiled eggs. Or perhaps it's a small glass of vibrant beetroot juice taken on an empty stomach. Pick one option. Commit to it consistently. Pay close attention to what unfolds within your body. Remember, your first meal of the day carries significance far beyond simple sustenance. It's a powerful message transmitted directly to your physiology. It clearly states, I am present. I am paying deliberate attention. I am not surrendering. When you send that affirmative message consistently, even through something as seemingly small as your breakfast choices, your body will respond. Not instantaneously, not with a sudden dramatic transformation, but incrementally, perceptibly, you'll begin to notice subtle shifts. A little more warmth returning to your legs, a little more spring in your step during your walk, a little more reliable responsiveness in areas you feared were permanently diminished, a little more foundational confidence in how you carry yourself, how you genuinely feel, and how you actively engage with the world around you. Genuine hope isn't merely a passive feeling, it's an active, conscious decision you make. If there's one profound lesson my decades of working with men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s has imparted, it is this undeniable truth. It is unequivocally never too late to reclaim your sense of strength and vitality. But you must make the conscious choice to begin. Not next week. Not when conditions feel perfect. Choose tomorrow morning. That simple meal is where your next vital chapter authentically begins. Because aging, in itself, does not rob you of your inherent strength. Only the decision to give up, to stop trying, can truly do that. And you, by virtue of reading these words right now, have demonstrably not given up. You are still here. You are still engaged in the effort. You are still asking the important questions, and now, crucially, you possess something most men never acquire, a clear, actionable, and beautifully simple roadmap forward. So, when you sit down to breakfast tomorrow, remember this: you are not merely eating. You are consciously choosing strength. You are actively selecting sustained energy. You are decisively choosing to maintain control over your body and to author the ongoing narrative of your life. And that empowering first step. It starts right there, deliberately chosen, on your plate.